The car rolled to a stop. The road had turned to gravel miles ago, and now the trees were closing in on both sides. Ahead, barely visible in the thickening fog, was the house. The GPS said this was the place. But was it? The windows were dark, the porch sagged under years of neglect, and the air smelled of damp earth and something else, something metallic, almost like rust. Or blood. They stepped out of the car. The silence was oppressive. No wind, no birds, just the soft crunch of gravel beneath their feet. As they approached the porch, the door let out a low, aching creak. It was open. Just a crack, but enough to invite them in. "Did someone leave it open for us?" one of them whispered. No one answered. Inside, the air was thick with dust. The wooden floor groaned with every step. They moved cautiously, their breaths shallow. Then they saw it, at the end of the hallway, just beyond the reach of the dim light. A shape. Tall. Motionless. Watching. And then, it moved. They backed away, heartbeats drumming in their ears. The shape, no, the person, stepped closer, but still, the shadows hid their face. Then, a whisper. A voice, dry and distant, like wind through dead leaves.
"You shouldn't be here."
Their eyes darted around the room. The furniture was covered in white sheets, untouched for years. Then they saw the portrait, a woman, dressed in black, her face serene. But someone had scratched out her eyes. Deep cuts, angry slashes.
"Who did that?"
Someone whispered. The old voice behind them answered.
"She did."
A low thud echoed from upstairs. Then another. The old voice trembled now.
"You need to go. Before she wakes up."
But their eyes had fallen on something else, the door at the end of the hall, bound in thick, rusted chains. Whatever was inside, it was meant to stay there. They moved toward the door, ignoring the voice's desperate warnings. The lock was old, one strong kick, and the chains rattled loose. Inside, the room was cold, unnaturally so. A bed. A dresser. And a mirror. But in the reflection, there were too many people. On the dresser sat a leather-bound book. The writing was frantic, uneven.
She doesn't sleep. She watches. She waits.
If you see her in the mirror, it's already too late. They turned to run, but the door, the one they had broken open, didn't make sense. They couldn't get out. The old voice whispered one last time.
She's awake.
The rocking chair by the window moved, creaking on its own. And then, the whisper wasn't coming from behind them anymore. It was right next to their ear,